Good morning, brothers and sisters. Thank you for joining us today for morning devotion. Let's begin by greeting our Heavenly Parent and true parents. 천지인 참 부모님께 경배. 바로. Now I'd like to invite Reverend Milhan Stevens to lead us in the family pledge.
가정 맹세 1. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 번향 땅을 찾아 본연의 창조 이상인 지상 천국과 천상 천국을 창건할 것을 맹세하나이다. 2. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참부모님을 모시어 천주의 대표적 가정이 되며 중심적 가정이 되어 가정에서는 효자, 국가에서는 충신, 세계에서는 성인, 천주에서는 성자의 가정의 도리를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 3. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 4대 심정권과 3대 왕권과皇族권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 4. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님의 창조 이상인 천주대 가족을 형성하여 자유와 평화와 통일과 행복의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 5. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 매일 주체적 천상세계와 대상적 지상세계의 통일을 향해 전진적 발전을 촉진화할 것을 맹세하나이다. 6. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 하늘 부모님과 참부모님의 대신 가정으로서 천운을 움직이는 가정이 되어 하늘의 축복을 주변에 연결시키는 가정을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 7. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 본연의 혈통과 연결된 위하는 생활을 통하여 심정문화의 세계를 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다. 8. 처녀극 주인 우리 가정은 참사랑을 중심하고 처녀극 시대를 맞이하여 절대신앙, 절대사랑, 절대복종으로 신인의 일체 이상을 이루어 지상천국과 천상천국의 해방권과 석방권을 완성할 것을 맹세하나이다.
Thank you. Now it's for our opening prayer. If I can invite Kenji Uokawa from Queens.
Okay. Dear Heavenly Parents, thank you for giving us every day new morning. And for us, it's a new morning. But when I think about Heavenly Parents never sleeps. While we are in sleep, we forget everything. But since all the creation, God never working with God is working without ever stopping. So joy and sadness or difficulties never ended, especially these difficulties. Since Adam and Eve's fall, God suffered so much because of us. So we are really feel sorry to Heavenly Parents. And thank you for all the saints and sages, Jesus, and our true parents who are breaking this fall and changing back to the original God's world with so much sweat and tears. Heavenly Parents. In this morning, we really want to study more, and we want to also really contribute, change ourselves, and return this whole world to your hand. Please continuously teach us and help us to work together I offer this prayer to you in our name, Kenji and Taiko Walker, blessed and their family. Amen.
Jew. Amen. Thank you, Kenji-san. Okay. Good morning, everybody. Once again, it's so bright and wonderful to see everyone, all 237 and growing. We thank you all for coming this morning. Let's begin sharing our appreciations with one another for 7 minutes. Can keep it to 3 to 5 points. Enjoy. I was the best breakout. So I'd like to invite up one of our incredible uncles of our movement, Dr. Johnny Sonneborn, to share his appreciation.
Thank you. So my wife and I sleep in different rooms. So when I wake up, I long to see her. And when I see her, I appreciate her. And I'm so grateful for true parents for choosing her to be my wife.
아주.
Now, when Johan Lee, that's your mentor, Dr. Young, saw my wife for the second time toward the end of the 777 couples, blessed wives, 3-year witnessing fundraising condition, he said to her, and I quote, "Humph, already a saint," unquote. Now, my wife is a person with many abilities and talents and amazing song, and she has a heart to serve people and a heart that has known great sorrow. And she was successful in everything she did all her life until
와우.
she was re-blessed with me in 1982, a very difficult husband and an opposite culture. Well, here in America, she got high positions in our Korean language church, KEA, which worshiped then here in 43rd Street. And I'm told that when she gave public prayer, everyone cried. However, eventually she lost hope in the providence for restoration centered on the two parents. And she lost hope that I would ever make her completely happy. And she became a Buddhist, seeking individual perfection only with the aim then of coming back and giving mercy to people. In my opinion, she paid the price and should not be judged. And in any case, I am taking full responsibility for her. This is my appreciation.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Sonneborn. Thank you. And we love you. Yeah, thank you for all that you've done, Dr. Sonneborn. Thank you so much. I'd like to invite up one more couple, and that's Francis and Marina Marsal, to share your appreciation.
Okay, good morning, everyone. My appreciation is quite simple today. First of all, I'm very grateful. I'm very grateful every day. You know, I'm grateful that God is raising my heart to have a more longing heart. You know, I'll share, I'm someone who don't really like to meet with people, even though I have this kind of incredible mission to take care of many second gen, but I'm not really the one who really like to meet. But amazing, because since we started the beginning this morning devotion, as I wake up in the morning, I really long to meet with brothers and sisters. And I really feel such a blessing for that. Every morning, you know, I click and I see the numbers and my heart is like, who I'm going to meet today? And I feel so, I don't know, I feel so excited. And I'm so grateful for that God is raising my heart to be more longing, more appreciating.
Wow.
And really also yesterday, Dr. Yan talked about, just to finish, this holy community is to invite God. And I really feel every day, you know, we invite God and we begin by meeting each other as brothers and sisters. And I really feel God is coming to this community, to each one of us. I'm grateful for that.
아주 great.
Yeah, I'm grateful for a new day, and I'm grateful to meet everyone. Yeah, and I'm grateful to all their members, their life, their sacrifice, to hear their story and testimony as Dr. Sonneborn gave his appreciation today. I'm so grateful to hear from all their members, and really help me to know them and be close to them in my heart. And yeah, I feel it's very important to hear from older members. And I also grateful to younger generation for them to step up for them to bring the energy and and power and energy and so much joy to see second generation come here together with older generation, and it gives so much hope. Thank you.
Yeah, Aju, thank you.
Aju, Aju. Thank you, Francis and Marina. Thank you, Dr. Sonnenborn. Okay, I hope we feel warm in our hearts and ready to receive a delicious spiritual breakfast this morning. Help me with welcoming up our regional president of North America, our Dr. Chungshik Yong. Thank you.
안녕하세요. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening. 오하요 고자이마스. 니하오마, bonjour, buenos dias, magandang umaga po sa inyong lahat. Sawadika, namaste. My dear brothers and sisters, 안녕하십니까? Now I'm adjusting since I came back to America. So totally opposite day and night. So now quite okay. Yesterday I talked about the reason why we need to witness. Father said, once you experience that God is alive and God has a sorrowful heart, you will witness even you are told not to witness. It is because witnessing is the most stimulating and electrifying experience you can have. It always creates something new. That's why for me, witnessing is for me not just only duty and responsibility. Witnessing is my hobby. Actually, my character, I love to see people. I love to talk to people and make good friendship, So that's why if I am just alone, I cannot survive because I am so lonely. I want to find some object partner to give and take. That's why I think, I love to witness, especially, when I visit to each country, see when I meet the head of the state, prime minister, president, and then government ministers, I'd like to really testify, our true parents' activities. So I hope, I can make my time to visit to each state. I want to see each one of our beloved brothers and sisters. Today, I'd like to talk about you must endure hardships centered on God's will. So I'd like to invite Heavenly Honey to read Father's word.
You must endure hardships centered on God's will. You must suffer and endure hardships centered on God's will. Then, when something happens, you can enter the realm of directly meeting God. You will be like that within a few days. Therefore, that is the blessed position. If I come to you as your owner, do you think that Satan will withdraw from you or not? He needs to withdraw. Then, how can you stand in such a position? If you reach a state where you can receive a certificate of victory and some appointment from God, He wants to give you a new lesson which He hasn't yet given. That is God's heart.
Thank you, Heavenly Honey. Yeah, really beautiful guidance given by our true Father. Father said you must endure hardships centered on God's will. Then What is the purpose and goal of hardships? According to Father's guidance, it is to save people. If you engage in witnessing activities, you quickly enter into the God's direct dominion. Why? When you hit God's, his utmost wishes, his utmost wishes and goal is what? It is to save his children. That's why when you focus on the saving people, immediately hit God's heart and touch his mind and heart. That's why Father said, when you do witnessing activities, you can enter the God's direct dominion. Wow, very, very powerful guidance. Very powerful. What does it mean? What does God's direct dominion here talking about? God's direct dominion means God intervene directly. God involve directly. Why? Because God's greatest concern and wish is to save his children. And then, as a blessed family, as a children of unification movement, concentrate and focus on the saving God's children. Wow. God feel that you are the one who helped me. You are the one who understand my wishes and vision. That's why anyone focus on witnessing, Father say, just within few days, you can enter into the God's direct dominion. How much great blessing it is. Therefore, without witnessing, how can you feel God? Without witnessing, you cannot, experience God's heart. Then I ask you, how long will I stay in the God's direct dominion in my daily routine? Means, how much do you feel God intervene in my daily routine? How much you give and take with God? You can feel God's existence. You can feel God is helping me. You really feel very much admire because God is guiding me, giving me wisdom, giving me direction and revelation, what to do, how to care of the people. Someone 3 minutes, someone never feel anything about God. Someone feel, 3 hours or 4 hours. Someone feel from the morning till evening, every moment, every second, I can feel God is with me. That is the enter into the God's direct dominion. That's why we need to increase. We need to increase. How can I enter into the God's direct dominion? From 1 minute to 10 minutes, 10 minutes to 1 hour, 1 hour to 3 hours, 3 hours to 10 hours, and then become like my daily routine. Really always with God. That is what we call God's direct dominion. God's direct dominion is to be with God and live with God. Always feel. That's why one who living with God and then, always he is with me together. When you have that kind of feeling, experience with God, you cannot go any wrong way. Isn't it? So this is important. Do not think a very difficult way about that. God's direct dominion. Of course, we explain in certain way about the realm of God's direct dominion. I'm talking about centering on our daily routine. How can I feel God's direct dominion? Difficult to deny God does exist. Difficult to deny God is with me. Always feel God's direct dominion. I feel he is truly, truly my parents. I feel truly, truly I am son or daughter of God. You know, we need to have that kind of daily, experience. Therefore, you need to go to the front line and work. Heaven will not come unless you do witnessing activity. And then how can I feel God immediately? Father said, best way, go to front line. Front line means anywhere, any place, when you really witness to somebody, that is the front line. Because when you try to witness someone, there is Satan and there is God as well. Satan really disturbing. At the same time, God really helping me to witness that guy. That's why where there is a front line, there is a God and Satan all the time. Therefore, where the witnessing place is the front line of the front line. You need to receive the sign of the victory from God every day. Sign of victory. Wow, today first time I hear from Father's word. You need to receive the sign of the victory from God every day. How to get the sign of the victory? My dear brothers and sisters. Yesterday I'm so inspired. The Japanese lady sharing, after hearing the morning devotion, he really, cannot just stay at home, and then she get out and then go out and witnessing more than 1 hour, and then finally met really good person. So in order to receive the sign of the victory, you need to fight with Satan. And then you really need to save people. Then God said, today, I will give you the sign of victory. So if we accumulate that kind of sign of victory daily base, how much our life will become very powerful. How much do you spend your time to witness? 30 minutes every day? 1 hour? Just only attending morning devotion and listening, enjoying, sometimes not so great, but anyhow, you do not directly involve with the witnessing. We cannot, grow up and also cannot develop. That's why. Even you cannot go out, then you need to witness people through the telephone, how to create holy community. Call 3 people, 4 people, and artistically always need to give and take. And then 3 people become 7 people become 12 people, 12 people become 21, 36 to 43. We really have to be crazy. Even through the phone, through the internet, how can I communicate with my guest? How can I save that person's life? If we do that kind of daily life, God will give you the sign of victory every day. If you suffer and endure for witnessing, heaven will give you new lessons every day. Oh, this is Father's word. When you focus on witnessing, God always giving new inspiration. Actually, witnessing is the most, happy things. Stimulating my heart. Always. Very much exciting. Witnessing is not just only duty and not a responsibility, not just only mission. Witnessing is actually very much, enjoying, very much exciting. That's why you need to change your concept. Witnessing is my hobby. Witnessing is for me, really, I love the most. We need to think like that. We need to change our concept. And then you think, oh, difficult to get out, very cold, and then COVID-19, this and that, all kinds of reason, all kind of circumstance, and all kind of environment, and then try to excuse this and that, then we cannot break through. That's why Father saying that when you focus on witnessing, Heavenly Parents will give you always new revelation, new lessons, new inspiration every day. That's why anyone focus on witnessing, always his spirit is always alive. Always alive. Always very, very fresh. But you just only focus on your job, and of course we need to focus on our job, but when you need to really spend time to witness people. Now the harder you work in the HTM area, the more you enter into God's direct dominion. Father saying that when you involve with the HTM area, you immediately can enter the God's direct dominion. The front line of the front line is HTM. The responsibility of the HTM is to be in the position to inherit everything, Father said. The path of the HTM is a shortcut that will allow you to quickly withdraw from Satan. So Father already got a victory through the paying all the indemnities. What is the best way to inherit God's victorious realm? Father said, focus on HTM. Really, you need to make a really kingdom of heaven, centering on your area, HTM. And then need to build up really yearning relationship, longing relationship with the people. If you have that kind of the people in some way, centering on your HTM area, wow, you are happy to go there, happy to stay over there. That's why I can see now in Thailand and Cambodia, some certain area, Philippines, I really can feel whenever I go there, I feel, wow, God's kingdom of heaven is here. So now in America, that's why let's start from our holy community. Start from 3 people. Build up good relationship with them together. Remember their birthday. Remember their difficult time. Always greeting to them. Always say that, can I help you? That kind of really, if we don't have that kind of taste of the kingdom of heaven on the earth, even though Father, Heavenly Parents brought me to the kingdom of heaven in heaven, does not make any sense. You need to have a substantial experience on the earth. Otherwise, you go to the spiritual world, you cannot feel it. That's why experience is important, experience. You cannot feel while you are on the earth with a physical body. And then even though Heavenly Father brought you to spiritual world, you cannot feel it. That's why I need to come back again. We need to take on the experience of the heart and love on the earth. A very important point. Think about how will you touch the heart of each person in 130 families. Witnessing is, I am telling you, personal touching, personal touch. Witnessing is what? Personal touch, personal heart touch. When we, divine principle truth is the second matter. First of all, you need to build up the relationship centering on heart to heart. Heart to heart. And when once you win that person's heart, very easy to witness because that person trusts you. How to win over that person's heart? Important thing is the issue is heart. When you build up good relationship with somebody, And then later on, whatever I teach him, whatever I guide him, whatever I suggest, he really try to follow. That's why, first of all, we need to build up that kind of artistic foundation first. Witnessing is to save one's life. If we are not alive, then we cannot save the life of the dead. We cannot live by witnessing. So, witnessing is the most beautiful thing. Witnessing is the most great happiness. Witnessing is really the greatest, exciting one. Why don't you do that? My brothers and sisters, my spiritual body love witnessing the most. When I save people's life, my heart is jumping, my spirit is jumping, God also jumping, his ancestors also jumping. That's why witnessing is really, really great. You need to change the concept. Do not think witnessing, I need to do. Mother said we need to do 430 couple. That of course we need to do, but that is secondary. I really want to enjoy witnessing. I want to gain real happiness. I want to build up really good and then yearning and the longing relationship with people. My job is to love people. My job is to witnessing. My job is to help them. What do you think? Witnessing can keep my spiritual life forever. Until you die, focus on witnessing. Your spirit never ever die. You can maintain your spirit all the time. Anyone is alive, very concerned people's life, very concerned witnessing. Witnessing is the answer to everything. Heaven works only when any organization create an atmosphere of the witnessing. So we have many affiliated organizations in our movement: UPF, Women Federation for World Peace, Youth Federation for World Peace, IAPP, whatever. So many organizations in our movement. But one thing is very clear: what is the purpose of all organizations? Through parents, was that, created that kind of the organization. What's the purpose? Any organization, their goal is not focus on witnessing, someday definitely decline. You need to know what this point. What's the purpose? The creating so many organizations, even though different names. What's the purpose? Purpose is witnessing, saving the people. That's why your organization just only carry on external activity, not internally and artistically connected about their spiritual life. Someday decline, become very, very dry. That's why our LCLC need to focus on their spiritual life. Women Federation also same things. UPF same things. That's why I really encourage each one of you. How we really break through the certain process of education. At the end, everybody know who true parents are, who God is. Even though different way, different channel, different category group, our final goal is testify our heavenly parents, testify our true parents, and then let them become God's sons and daughters. Therefore, any organization you are working, need to connect to the blessing. Very important point. Those who have no interest in witnessing have no relationship with God, because God's cherished hope is what? To save his people. But you focus on your own thing. You focus on your own job. How can you relate to heavenly parents? Therefore, when witnessing is lives, individuals, families, tribes, and nations live. Very important. Witnessing spirit is alive, and your individual alive. Your family can be alive. Your tribes can be alive. Your nation can be alive. Very powerful. Whatever we do, our conclusion is what? Salvation. What kind of salvation? Total salvation without missing anyone. Total salvation. And then total mobilization. Finally, total investment. Our three slogan, how much beautiful and powerful. Can you read Heavenly Honey?
Whenever we feel lonely, Father, you came to us first whenever we felt lonely. You comforted us in tears first whenever we felt sorrow. We know that it is because you have a relationship with us as sons and daughters whom you cannot help but love. We know that there is something of value in your grace that cannot be replaced with anything else in this world. Thus, we have struggled while lamenting about our shamefulness and lacking in order not to make you worry, even if we are imprisoned or even if we collapse after being beaten and bloodied. Whenever we do so, even though your heart is filled with pain more than us, instead, you encourage us while enduring your pain, saying, I am not in pain. Your words still tingle in our ears.
Wow. Anyway, this is the content of one of the Father's prayer. Wow, this is amazing, isn't it? You know, how much Heavenly Father, love me. How much we are trying to comfort him, console him, but opposite situation. God, he's the one who comfort me first. He's the one who console me first. Always. And then Father feel that God is really painful God. He's sorrowful God. When Father think his sorrow and pain and hardship and console him, comfort him, how much painful you are, then God's answer is, I am okay. I am not in pain. He is hiding his emotion. Oh my God. God is really parent of the parents. Hiding his emotion in front of true Father. God, when see true Father, he knows that how much true Father working so hard. That's why, of course, God is more suffer, more painful than true Father. But when he see his child suffer so much, to save the whole mankind, and then when Father comfort him and console him, that God said, I am not in pain. I am okay. How about you? I concern about you. I worry about you. Oh, how our true Father discover this kind of the God. I never knew God had such kind of emotion, same as me, same as a human being. His emotion not same as me. I think we cannot build up the artistic relationships. Yeah, He has intellect. He has emotion. He has a will. That's why through intellect and emotion and will, we can relate to him. When I feel pain, he also feel pain. When I suffer, he also suffer. When I shed tears, he also shed tears. Why? How can we separate the relationship between parents and child? Even though I do not notice, he is that much love me, that much comfort me, even though I do not notice, but God, his heart cannot leave from children. We do not know God is that kind of the God, that kind of the heart. Amazing. Our true Father introduced that kind of the God. This is how much amazing it is. Through the Buddha or to the other religious leader or saints and sages. Have you heard about that? God is like that. No one introduced God to situation like that. That's why Father is really, really amazing. True Mother is really amazing because true Mother feel that God's sorrowful heart. That's why no matter what, any pain and difficulties, he just go forward. That is the heart of our true Mother. Whenever we feel lonely, Heavenly Father comes to us first whenever we feel lonely and comfort us in tears first whenever we feel sorrow, even though we do not notice. When I feel lonely, God, we are fallen men up and down, very much emotional sometimes. Sometimes we forget. Fallen men have a spiritually very, very dull, no sensitive. However, God is eternal God, unchanging God. God is God of true love. God is a parent. That's why, even though fallen men do not notice, but our heavenly parents with him or with her all the time. Whenever you feel sorrow, God more sorrow than this. Whenever you feel lonely, and then God always with you, and then even though we do not notice, God talk to you that I am with you. I love you. Don't be disappointed. I love you. Even though God knocked to my heart all the time. But fallen man cannot notice. Even though he come and with me for 24 hours, I cannot notice about that. This is the fall. Huh? How can we know we are fallen men? I cannot feel it, his heart. I cannot feel his pain. I cannot feel his sorrow. That's why we are fallen men, isn't it? If we build up true relationship between God and me as a parent and child, when he feel lonely, I need to feel the lonely as well. When he feel pain, I need to feel pain as well. But we don't have that kind of internal, about the inner artistic relationship with God. That's why we notice that I am fallen man. It is because God has a relationship with us as sons and daughters of whom he cannot help but love. God is eternal God. Even though Adam and Eve fall, we are descendant of the Adam and Eve. But God always remind himself, I am the one who created them on the way they become Satan's children. But originally, I am the one who created them. This is my job. This is my responsibility. I need to take care. I need to protect. God always this kind of the parental heart. That's why he cannot help but love all the time. Wow, I am really eternally grateful to true father and true mother. You know, he teach me in such a way. Who is God? If I do not realize and then go to spiritual world, how much regret? How much do I regret? Can you imagine about that? Thank God, while I'm on the earth, through Father's word, I can learn, I can feel, I know now what the identification of a heavenly parent's heart. That's why, who is the greatest teacher? Greatest teacher is introduce God's heart. God's heart. Who is the greatest parents, father and mother? To your children, introduce God's sorrowful heart. Therefore, His grace for me is of a noble value that cannot be replaced with anything else in this world, Father said. God's grace for me is of a noble value that cannot be replaced. No one can replace. Wow. How much grateful I am. You know, we need to feel that kind of heavenly parent's great grace. Thus, we need to lament about our shamefulness and shortcomings in order to not make heaven worry even if we are imprisoned. If we know God's that kind of situation, even though I feel so much painful, lonely, difficult, but as long as we know God's such a situation, I need to lament about I am unfilial child. I did not know God that much have suffering. So to not make heaven worry, even we are in prison, Father said. Wow, how Father overcame any difficulties and trial, persecution, misunderstanding, because He understands God. That is His power. Understand God. Understand what? Understand His heart. That is His power. Never go back. Never retreat. Even though Father's heart is filled with more pain than us, you encourage us while enduring your pain by saying, I am not in pain. God, He's the one who consoles me more than I console Him. Oh my God. Wow. How can we become filial sons and daughters? How can we understand His heart? Without notice and experience that come to God's heart and go to spiritual world, I think we eternally will cry because we did not understand and experience while we are on the earth. That's why we need to understand His heart. As long as we understand His heart, we need to get out from the home and then focus on salvation, witnessing. When I think of God's suffering to save me, I cannot help but God love and witness. We need to witness, not just by duty. Witnessing is what? That is the way to meet God directly. Witnessing is the way to enter God's direct dominion directly. How much powerful it is. Right? Wow, today True Parents Guidance is really amazing. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Young. Wow. Let's go now immediately into our breakouts and share our reflection from today's devotion.
It's okay, Esther, but once it's closing.
Welcome back. Oh, man, I keep winning the prize of the best breakout rooms. I love it. I want to invite up Carp DMV and the two people who shared from Carp DMV.
Yeah, hello. So my name is Simon. I'm here at the Carp DMV Center now. No, it doesn't. But I'm really grateful for Dr. Young's message today. With especially like this witnessing and how vital it is in our spiritual life, and how he's really emphasizing as the key to everything. And I was really moved towards the end of his presentation about God's heart towards True Father, that he couldn't show his pain to True Father, really wanting to comfort him even when he was going through so much hardship and difficulty. So I think for me as well, I really want to go back to just like the title of this Dr. Young's devotion, how we must always endure these hardships centering upon God, having like this heart wanting to comfort him. So yeah, thank you.
All you guys, where are you now? I want to be there now. Where are you now?
We're in Maryland.
Maryland. Wow,
Yeah.
wow. I
Please
see.
come visit us.
Okay. Share, please. You.
Good morning. My name is Misako, and I'm also a CART member. Thank you, Dr. Young, for giving us your message today. Something that I felt from yesterday was witnessing really is a spiritual battle within ourselves. Yesterday was very hectic with classes and homework or preparing for an event. But me and my other sister, Tsurue, we went out witnessing for 40 minutes.
Wow.
To the campus nearby yesterday. But yeah, I really felt like when you said that we need to accumulate that victory, and like, I really felt that yesterday, because when we did go out, people that didn't contact us started contacting us again. And I felt like, wow, this is what it means to like live for the sake of others. Like spirit world really sees that and then comes back in some way or form. I was very touched in every single point you said. Like, I can imagine myself going through the same thing, like living with God in our daily life. How can I bring God at like 1 more minute or 3 more minutes, 1 more hour, trying to put God as my center has been a focus of mine too. And yeah, just like very grateful to you for like clearly showing us the way. So thank you, Dr. Young.
Wow.
Every day.
Thank you so much. You are living at Cobb Center?
Yes.
Oh, the Maryland Cobb Center?
Yes.
Same as before, the long time ago, the old one?
It's a new one, close by. It's a different house.
I see. Okay, you guys, very, very happy to see you. 감사합니다. Thank you.
감사합니다. Thank you, Risako. Thank you, Simon. Thanks, DMV Carp. Man. Okay. And of course, thank you, Dr. Young, for such an incredible morning devotion. I hope we all feel very inspired and excited to go witnessing. And I'd like to now close with our musical offering for today. I want to invite up Christopher Bush. Christopher Bush. Yes.
Okay.
Hello, everybody. Actually, it's me and Chris Bush and Mari Bush, that's my wife, Hannah Bush, she's on GPA, and would like to share the song. This is a song written by Mark Lee that I first sang 40 years ago. And that was back when I was new and I had idealistic in the movement. And I'm really grateful for Dr. Young for helping to reignite that original idealism in the early days. And plus, Hannah being on GPA, I can relive those early days, even fundraising in the same area. And hopefully she'll have a witnessing experience as well. So, see. So enjoy the song. Some of you may know it. Sorry. Harmony can be a way of life. It can be a way of living. Harmony can be a way of life. You must start out by giving. The Lord is come out of the east, proclaiming a great new day. His love so refined, his concern divine. He teaches of our Father's ways. Whoa, oh, harmony can be a way of life. It can be a way of living. Harmony can be a way of life. Must start out by giving.
Wow.
His bride so fair, her beauty is rare, flowing like a soft, gentle breeze. Taking your hand, he'll build a new land, allowing mankind to be free. Whoa, oh, harmony can be a way of life, can be a way of living. Harmony can be a way of life. Must start out by giving. His truth is profound as children gather round, uniting in the warmth of his heart. Learning to give and loving to live, so refreshing is a brand new start. Whoa, oh, harmony can be a way of life. It can be a way of living. Harmony can be a way of life. Must start out by giving.
Wow.
Oh, brothers and sisters of all different races will wipe away our Father's tears. Heaven is open, the path has been paved. Peace will reign for 10,000 years. Whoa, oh, harmony can be a way of life. It can be a way of living. Harmony can be a way of life. You must start out by giving. You must start out by giving. You must start out by giving.
Whoa!
Wow.
Bravo!
Wow.
Wow.
Incredible. Thank you so much, Bush family. That was the best. Wow. Okay. Before we go into our prayer, I just want to let you know, today we broke a record. We broke a record. 286 screens plus 58 plus if you include also that we're with couples. So we're breaking records, Dr. Young. Breaking records, moving God's heart. Wonderful.
One thing I'd like to announce as you know that today is Chinese New Year. I think Korea has a big celebration. Now our movement, everything centering on the Chinese lunar calendar, right? So I'm really glad, and then also congratulate to everybody have a new Chinese New Year. So I hope everybody have a great time today. 감사합니다.
Thank you, Dr. Young. Yes, Happy New Year, everyone. And let me welcome or invite Toshio Barber. Can you close us out in a prayer?
Yeah, of course. Please join me in prayer. Our dearest, most beloved Heavenly Parent and precious true parents of the earth and humankind, we're so grateful to be together once again as your family, Heavenly Parent, as children who get to call our true parents our true parents. And you've been longing for even a moment like this where we can love one another, experience each other's love, and share with one another our joy and your joy, God. And we still know that you are in so much pain in spite of the joy that we can hold together, God. And we all want to alleviate that and remove that burden from your heart, parent. And we feel so sorry that you've had to experience that for so many years, God. We see such a beautiful light through the guidance and the direction given by Dr. Young. And so I'm so grateful, Heavenly Parent, I know that each of my brothers and sisters on this call are so grateful for that and to experience more deeply your heart, God. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for showing us, even if it's difficult at times, to love these brothers and sisters, if it's our 4:30 or just our brothers and sisters around us. Heavenly Parent, you're still guiding us and still teaching us so much, God. So we're so grateful to know that you are walking this course with us, God. To know that our true parents are there, not only to comfort us, God, but are giving us the chance to then comfort you, Heavenly Parent. So thank you so much. I'd like to offer this prayer and report in all of our names. My name, Kasko and Dominic Barber. My name, Toshio Barber, and Kasko and Dominic Barber, of the Blessed Central family.
Aju, Toshio, thank you so much for your very, very artistic prayer. Wow, really, your prayer touched my heart. Thank you so much. 감사합니다.
Thank you, Toshio. All right, that leads us to the end of this morning devotion. We love you. And I just want to say thank you for these last 10 days of allowing me to be your MC for morning devotion. Starting tomorrow, you'll have Justin Okamoto. So thank you all so much. We love you, Dr. Young. Everybody, Manse! We'll see you tomorrow morning.
Thank you. Have a nice day.
Yay, Joshua!
Thank you.
Great job.
Beautiful.